Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
Oh
Thou art more lovely and more...
Hell no! Andrew, give me a beat. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
Okay.
Thou art more lovely and do shake.
The garland was a May,
Hey.
and summer's leaves had all too short a day.
Sometimes too hot, the eye of heaven shines.
And often is his gold complexion dim.
And rebed from phantom declines by chance or nature's changing course, untrimmed. Shall not fade.
Nor lose possession of that fair now.
Nor shall death drag down wondrous in his shade.
So long as men can breathe or eyes can see.
So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. They told me your name was thought about.
No, my good Lord Diana.
Titled goddess, and worthy with addition. But fair soul, your fine frame hath love no quality. If quick fire of youth light not your mind, you are no maiden, but a monument. For you are cold and stem, and you should be such a one as you are now, when your sweet self was gone.
She then was honest.
So should you be.
No, my mother did but a duty, as you, my lord, owe to your wife.
No more that I prithee, do not strive against my vows. I was compelled to her, but I love thee, by love's own sweet constraint, and will forever do thee all rights of service.
Aye, so you serve us until we serve you. But once you have our roses, you barely leave our thorns to prick ourselves and mock us in our bareness.
How have I sworn?
'Tis not the many oaths that make the truth, but the plain single vow that is vowed true. What is not holy that we swear not by, but take the highest to witness? Then pray you tell me, if I should swear by God's great attributes I loved you dearly, would you believe my oaths when I did love you ill? This has no holding to swear by he who I protest to love, that I should work against him. Therefore your oaths are words in poor conditions, at least in my opinion.
Change it. Change it. Be not so wholly cruel. Love is holy. And my integrity never knew the crafts that you do charge men with. Stand no more on, but give thyself unto my sick desires. Say thou art mine, and my love as it begins shall so persevere.
I see that men make ropes in such a scare that we will forsake ourselves. Give me that ring.
I'll lend it thee, my dear, but have no power to give it to me.
Will you not, my lord?
It is an honor, longing to our house, bequeathed down from many ancestors, which is the greatest obloquy in the world in me to lose.
Mine honor such a ring. My chastity, the jewel of our house, bequeathed down from many ancestors, which were the greatest obloquy in the world for me to lose. Thus your own proper wisdom brings forth the champion honor on my part against your vain assault.
Here, take my ring? My house, my honor, yea, my life, be thine, and I'll bid by thee.
When midnight comes, knock at my chamber window. I'll order take my mother shall not hear. Now will I charge you with the band of truth. When you have conquered my yet maiden bed, stay there but an hour, nor speak to me. My reasons are most strong, and you shall know it. When back again this ring shall be delivered. Lodging. Such a ravener's phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaway's eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, Sibyl Night, thou sober-suited matron, all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match. Played for a pair of stains maidenhoods, hood, my unmanned blood bathing in my cheeks, till strange love grow bold. Think, true love acted simple modesty. Come, night. Come, Romeo. Come, thou day in night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, lighter than new snow upon a raven's back. Oh, come, gentle night, come, loving black-browed night, give me my Romeo. And when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it. And though I am sold, not yet enjoyed.
Lavish hath made them drunk, hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Oh, hark! 'Twas the owl that thus cried. Fatal bellman that gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their posets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What ho?
Alack, I'm afraid they've awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confound us. I lay their daggers ready, he could not miss him. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a
I
noise?
heard the owl scream and the cricket cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now,
As I descended. Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donald Bing.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
To bait fish withal, if it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me, hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, and heated my enemies. And what is his reason? I am a Jew. Had not they Jew eyes? Had not they Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt by the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, do we not revenge? The villainy you teach me, I will execute. And it will go hard. But I will better the instruction.
bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not yet, I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee still, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Oh, mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses. Or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on my blade, in dodging gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs us to mine eyes. Now, o'er one half the world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murderer, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch. Thus with stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing sides, towards his design moves like a ghost. Shh. Shh. Thou sure and firm scent earth, hear not my steps, which they may walk, for fear thy very stones may prate my whereabouts, and take the present whore from the time that now suits with it. As I threat he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go when 'tis done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for 'tis a knell which summons thee to heaven. Or to hell.
Or so, I could be knighted.
What? Thou liest, Sir Alice Ford. These knights will hack, and so thou shouldst not alter the article of thy gentry.
We burn daylight. Here, read. Read. Receive how I might be knighted. I shall think the worse of fat men as long as I have an eye to make difference of men's liking. And yet he would not swear, praised women's modesty, and made such an orderly and well-behaved reproof of all uncomeliness that I would have sworn his dispositions have gone to the truth of his words, but they do no more keep place and hold together than the 100 songs to the tune of Greensleeves. Oh, what tempest, I trow, through this whale with so many tons of oil in his belly ashore at Windsor. How shall I be revenged on him? I think the best way to the wicked fire of lust have melted him in his own grease. Did you ever like?
Letter for letter. But then the name of Page and Ford differs. To thy great comfort in this mystery of ill opinions, here is the twin brother of thy letter. But let thy inherit first, for I protest mine never shall. Oh, Lord, 1,000 of these letters, writ with blank space for different names, sure, more, and he will print them out of doubt, for sure he cares not what he would put into the press when he would put us to. I man.
Why? This is the very same, the very hand, the very words. What doth he think of us?
Nay, I know not. Makes me almost ready to wrangle with mine own honesty. I'll entertain myself like one I am not acquainted withal, for sure. Unless he knows some strain in me that I know not myself, he would never have boarded me in this fury.
Boarding, call you it? I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
So will I. Be up under my hatches, I'll never to see again. Let's be revenged on him. Let's appoint him a meeting, give him a show of comfort in his suit, and lead him on with a fine baited delay till he hath pawned his horses to mine host of the garter.
Nay, I will consent to act any villainy against him. That will not sully the chariness of our honesty. Oh, that my husband saw this letter. It would give eternal food to his jealousy.
And look where he comes now, and my good man too. He's as far from jealousy as I am from giving him cause, and that, I hope, is an immeasurable distance.
You are the happier woman.
Let's consult together against this greasy knight. Come hither.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
But they're too lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening therefore, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
I'll consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
But these deeds must not be fought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep, the innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care. The death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds. Great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more, Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy thing, you do unbend your noble strength to think so great sickly of things? Go, get some water and wash these filthy witnesses from your hands. Why did you take this dagger from the place? It was either. Go, carry it and smear the filthy grooves with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, a guilt of faces, a groove with blood, for must seem their guilt.
Oh, good sweet nurse. Why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
Oh, I am weary. Give me a little while. By my bones, what a chance have I had?
Would thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee speak, good nurse. Speak.
Jesu! What haste? Canst thou not say aloud? Canst thou see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath? When thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath. The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
Well, you've made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man, Romeo. No, not he. No, his face be better than any man's. His leg excels all men. For a hand. And a foot. The body. Don't they be not to be talked on, they are past compared. Now he's no flower of courtesy, I'll warrant him, but he's gentle as a lamb. Now, go thy ways, wench, serve God. Have thy God at home?
No, but all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, my head! Oh, the head have I. It feels as if it would fall into 20 pieces. Oh. My back. Other side. Oh, my back. Oh. Shrew your heart is setting me about to catch my death by jouncing up and down.
I'm sorry that thou art not well. Sweet nurse. Tell me what says my love.
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a kind, and a courteous, and a handsome, and I warrant a virtuous. Where's our mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman. Where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear. Are you so hot? Oh, child, is this the poultice I get for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
You such a coil. Come. What says Romeo?
Hast thou not leave for shrift today?
I have.
Then have you down to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays you a husband to make you his wife. Now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. From scarlet that in the use. Now, I must another way to find a ladder for the which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight. But you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune. Honest nurse, farewell.
Know thou, sad man, I am not Tamara. She is thy enemy, and I thy friend. I am Revenge, sent from the infernal kingdom to ease the gnawing vultures of thy mind by working wreakful vengeance on thy foes. Come down and welcome me to this world's light. Confer with me of murder and death. There's not a hollow cave or lurking place, no vast obscurity or misty veil where bloody murder, detested rape can couch for fear, but I will find them. And in their ear, tell them my most dreadful name. Revenge. That makes the foul offender quake.
there are any such women.
Yes, a dozen. And as many to the advantage as would store the world they play for. But I do think it is their husbands' fault if wives do fall. See that they slack their duties and pour our treasures into foreign laps, or else break out into peevish jealousies, throwing restraints upon us. Or say they strike us, or scant our former having in despite. Why, we have galls, and though we have some grace, yet we have some revenge. Let husbands know that wives have sense like they do. They see and smell and have their palates both for sweet and sour as husbands have. What is it that they do when they change us for others? Is it sport? I think it is. And doth affection breed it? I think it doth. It's frailty that thus errs. It is so too. And have we not affections, desire for sport, and frailty as husbands have? Then let them use us well. Else let them know that ills we do, their ills instruct us so.
He which hath no stomach for this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company who fears his fellowship to die with us. Today is called the Feast of Crispian. He that shall live this day and see old age will stand a tiptoe when the day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is Saint Crispian. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds I got on Crispian's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did this day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son. And Crispian will now go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered. We few. We happy few. We band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he ne'er so vile. This day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England, now abed, will think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whilst any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day! Right!
If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, But be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands, let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be. Cast thy humble sloth, and appear fresh. Be opposite with the kinsmen, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee, that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember, go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne doth conceal no more. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point device the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late, and did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love, and with a kind of injunction drives me to habits of her liking. I thank my stars! I am happy. I will be proud, stout with yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even the swiftness of putting on. Heaven and Jove be praised!
Minister of hell, thou hast but power over his mortal body. His soul thou canst not have, therefore be gone.
Sweet saint, by charity be not so cursed.
Thou devil! For God's sake, hence, and trouble us not. For thou hast made the happy earth thy hell, filled with cursing cries and deep exclaims. If thou delight to view thy heinous deeds, behold! This pattern of thy butcheries. This blood meets, revenge his death. O earth, which this blood drinks, revenge his death. Either heaven with lightning strike the murderer's dead, or earth gape open wide, and swallow him quick, as thou dost swallow up this good king's blood, which his hell-governed arm hath butchered.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessings for curses.
Thou knowest no laws of God nor man, no beast so fierce, no some touch of pity.
And therefore I am no beast.
Oh, wonderful, when devils tell the truth.
Oh, more wonderful, when angels are so angry. Vouchsafe, divine perfection of a woman, of these supposed crimes to give me leave, by circumstance but to acquit myself.
Vouchsafe, diffused infection of a man, for these known evils, but to give me leave by circumstance, to curse thy cursed self.
Fairer than tongue can name me, let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Fouler than heart can think thee. Thou canst make no excuse current but to hang thyself.
By such despair, I should accuse myself.
And, by accusing, shouldst thou stand excused, for doing worthy vengeance on thyself which didst unworthy slaughter upon others.
Say that I slew them not.
Why then they are not dead, but dead they are and devilish slaved by thee.
I did not kill your husband.
Why then he is alive.
Nay, he is dead. And slain by Edward's hand.
And thy foul throat thou liest. Queen Margaret saw your murderous falchion smoking in his blood, the which thou didst once bend against her breast, but that thy brothers beat aside the point.
I was provoked by her slanderous tongue, which laid their guilt upon my guiltless shoulders.
Thou wast provoked by thy bloody mind, which never dreamt on aught but butcheries. Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant ye yea.
Dost grant me, hedgehog? Will God grant me this? Thou mayest be damned for thy wicked deed. Oh, he was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
Then for the King of Heaven that happened.
He is in heaven where thou shalt never come.
Let him thank me that hope to send him thither, for he was fitted for that place than here.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes. One place else, if you will hear me name it.
Some dungeon.
Thy bedchamber.
Ill rest betide the chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madam, do I lie with thee?
I hope so.
I know so. But, gentle Lady Anne, to leave aside this keen encounter of our wits and force something upon us slow and method, is not the causer of these timeless deaths, of these Plantagenets, Henry and Edward, as blameful as the executioner.
Thou art the cause and most accursed effect.
Thy beauty was the cause of this effect. Thy beauty that would haunt me when I sleep, to undertake the death of all the world, that I might live 1 hour in your sweet bosom.
Certainly my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Gobbo, Lancelot Gobbo, or good Lancelot, or good Gobbo, use your legs, take the start, run away. Well, my conscience says, take heed, honest Lancelot, take heed, honest Gobbo. Or, as aforesaid, honest Lancelot Gobbo, do not run, scorn running with thy heed. Well, the most courageous fiend bids me pack. Vion, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend. For the heavens rouse up a brave mind, says the fiend. And run! Well, my conscience, hanging about the neck of my heart, says very wisely to me, my honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son, or rather an honest woman's son, my father did something smack, something grow to. He had a kind of taste. Well, my conscience says, Lancelot, budge not. Budge! Budge not, says my conscience. Conscience, say I. You counsel well. Fiend, say I. You counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, my master, who,
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. Or, if in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart and Romeo's. Thou our hands, and ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experience time, give me some present counsel, or behold, twixt my extremes and me this knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating what commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak. I long to die, if what thou speakest speak not of remedy.
And I, forsooth, in love? I, that have been love's whip, a very beetle to a humorous side, a critic, nay, a night watch constable, a domineering pet, or the boy, than whom no mortal so magnificent, this wimpled, whining, purblind, wayward boy, this senior, junior, giant dwarf, Dan Cupid, regent of love rhymes, lord of folded arms, the anointed sovereign of all sighs and groans, liege of all loiterers and malcontents, dread prince of planets, king of codpieces, sole imperator and great general of trodden paradise.
My little heart. And I, to be a corporal in his field, and wear his colors like a tumbler's hoop? What? I love. I sue. I seek a wife. A woman that is like a German clock, still a repairing, ever out of frame, never going aright being a watch, but being watched that it may still go right. Nay, to be perjured, which is worst of all, and among three, to love the worst of all, a whitely wanton with a velvet brow, and 2 pitchballs stuck in her face for eyes. Aye, and by heaven one that will do the deed, though Argus were her unit and her guard, and I to watch for her, to sigh for her, to pray for her.
Oh, no, too, it is a plague that Cupid will impose from my neglect of his almighty dreadful little mite. Well, I will love, write, sigh, pray, sue, groan. Some men must love my lady, and some Joan.
men are at the point of death hath they been married, which their keepers call a lightning before death. How may I call this a lightning? My love, my wife. Death that had sucked the honey of thy lips hath no power yet upon my beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Sybil, liest thou there in that bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do to thee than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Julian, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean abhorred monster keeps thee here in the dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I will stay with thee, and never from this dim palace of light depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks thy seasick weary bark. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss, I die. Every noise appalls me. What hands are here, huh? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. Rather, this my hand will make the multitudinous seas incarnate. I'm making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. Hark, we are knocking at the south entry. Go! Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark! You are knocking. Go, get on your nightgown, lest occasion calls us and shows us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Wait, Duncan, with thy knocking at what thou couldst.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this.
Wronged yourself to write in such a
In
case.
such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and march your offices for gold to undeserved.
I an itching palm.
Remember March, the eyes of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and offer justice? Huh.
Shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes to sell the mighty space of our large honors for so much trash as may be grass with dust? I had rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a rogue.
Brutus, bay not me, I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier, I, older in practice, more able than yourself to make conditions.
You are not, Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more, I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health, tempt me no further.
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frighted when a madman stares?
Oh, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this, I more. Fret till your proud heart break. Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch on your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split me. For, from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth. Yea, for my laughter when you are wasping.
Is it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier, let it appear so, make your vaunting true.
You wrong me in every way. You wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do what I may be sorry
You
for.
have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me like the idle wind.
Come, Anthony! And young Octavius, come! Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of this world. Hated by one he loves, braved by his brother. All his faults observed, set in notebook, learned and coined by rote, to cast him into teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirits from mine eyes. There is my dagger, and here is my naked breast, wearing a heart. If thou beest a Roman, take it forth, strike, as thou didst at Caesar. For I know when thou didst hate him most, thou lovedst him more than thou ever loved Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, dishonor shall be humor. Oh, Cassius. You are yoked with a lamb that carries anger, and his flint bears fire. Who, much enforced, shows a hasty spark, and straight is cold again.
And Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when anger and ill temper vexeth him.
And I spoke that I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
What is that?